Welcome back everybody to another video, and if you're new here, my name is Kody. I'm a videographer, FPV pilot, and content creator. Now, with that title, you're gonna need a setup that fits your workflow, your personality, and also that doesn't break the bank. If you guys are not familiar with this PC, this is the RX 6600 paired with the i5 9400, and that is going to be staying the exact same, but it's all around this area that is gonna get a little bit of TLC. So I am going to be cutting this video into sections. Just in case you guys don't want to watch me building the table, you guys can skip right to the setup part. But the first step is going to Home Depot and getting the tabletop. Let's go.
Grab it and then slide.
To start this mini tutorial, I am using the Hampton Bay Havia Butcher Block. Now I have the unfinished one because I'm going to sand it, and I'm using just 220 grit sandpaper, and as you can see, I'm sanding it, just a very light sand. All right, so after you are done sanding, you are just gonna take a white cloth or whatever you are using to wipe down the surface just before you apply your pre-stain. Make sure you wipe before you pre-stain. It is very important. You do not want any of those sawdusts to get into your wood and mess up your finish. After you have let your pre-stain sit and dry for about 5 to 10 minutes, you're just gonna wipe off the excess. Now it is gonna be a tiny bit sticky. Do not fret, that is how it is supposed to be. Just wipe off all of the excess liquid from your tabletop. Now, for the staining, we are going to use a cloth or a t-shirt that I have cut up right here, for instance. What we're gonna do is we are going to start doing this in a circular motion just to get all of the stain into the wood. All right, I am done, and you can tell that the rag has turned into another piece of clothing right there. But what we are gonna do is we're going to leave this set for about 3 minutes. After that is done, we're just gonna wipe off all of the excess stain and let this dry for at least 2 hours, at least. Make sure at least. Alrighty, so this is what the board looks like after 2 hours. This is only the first coat. I'm gonna be doing a second coat to make this look a lot darker. Let's get on to this. So this is what the second coat looks like finished. As you can see, I did put a lot on there because the first coat, it didn't seem like it was gonna get darker by then, so I just made sure of it. I might have to do a third coat. We'll see how I feel, but I'm gonna let this dry for an additional 2 hours, and I'll be right back. All right, it is the next morning. I have let the wood sit and dry, and my gosh, this looks absolutely gorgeous. All of the dark spots because of the pre-stain. And oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, all right, let's just move on to step 2. All right, I am about to do the second coat for my legs, but look at the clouds. Oh, that's so gorgeous. It's golden hour right now. Let's get that second coat done though, because it's getting quite cold out here. All right, so I did have a hole that I had to patch, so I just cut it to size and I plastered that bad boy up, as you can see. And after sanding and vacuuming, we finally have the paint on the wall. It is still drying right now, but we are ready to bring the table in. Let's finally start step 3. Now, just a quick tip. If you are putting legs on your desk, I would say measure out where the legs are going to go like I am doing right here. It is going to make the job a lot easier. Now look at that. That is a perfect desk. I did not put the polyurethane on just because polyurethane takes 24 to 48 hours before you can even do anything with it. And I really wanted to use this desk tomorrow. And man, I just love the finish that I already have on here. It just looks gorgeous. So let's just keep on going. This is the cable management set that I got. It comes with a whole bunch of cable hiders and just a whole bunch of cable management items. It was only $13. So we're gonna see how far that gets me. And I only have these 2 power strips. So I'm gonna have to deal with what I have. I might change it in the future. You never know, but I'm just happy I'm getting this all set up right now. So I got this gas spring monitor mount to mount my other monitor. So we have this, oh my God, this thing's heavy. So I got this monitor arm for my regular 24-inch monitor and then the wall mounted one for my 27-inch main monitor that you guys are gonna see real quick once I set it up. Okay, I just want to say I've never had a 27-inch curved monitor. This is sick. Look at that. All right, let's get back to it. Good morning, everybody. It is the next morning, and as you can tell, I have made a lot of progress. You can see the build is looking phenomenal. I just have to work on cable management, getting the last couple sound panels on the shelves. Last night, I stopped at about 3, and I just tapped out. So let's get started on that. So my main idea to mounting this power strip is I'm going to be mounting it up like this. And then the other one is kind of just going to be going along in the same direction and just side by side it. I just don't have a long enough power strip, so we're working with what we have. All right, they are finally done. All of the cables are all mounted and everything. That took way longer than I expected, but my setup is looking really, really good. So all I need to do is put up the last 2 sound panels and the shelves, and this setup will be complete. Let's get to the final desk setup. All right, and as you can see, this is my 2023 desk setup. Now, this is for productivity, gaming, and just mass media consumption. I am always in my room, and I want to be somewhere where I can be comfortable, I can get my work done, and I can also sleep the f if I want to. Now, as you can see on my right-hand side, I have my drone bag right here. And then throughout the middle, I have a couple sound panels. They really don't do that much now that I think about it. but I really love the aesthetic that it gives, so I'm just keeping it that way. But I might add more in the future. I might add some bass traps in the corners just to make it less echoey in here when I'm doing voiceovers or stuff like this. And then as you can see, I have a little clock. This is literally just a clock that I got off of Amazon for $15. Everybody has it, but it's just nice being able to look up and see what time it is. I can always just see it on my phone, but who does that when you can just look it out on the wall? And then you cannot see it above me right now, but I do have my collection of Apple boxes and just little knickknacks that I have on the shelf above me, but you guys have already seen that. Now here is my time for my comments and kind of concerns that I had in the start, but ended up working out in the end. All right, the first kind of concern that I had at the start of this project was the fact of I did not put polyurethane on my table, but turns out in the end, I actually love that I never did that. Now the number one reason why I never ended up putting it on there was because it was actually gonna take too long. I know I am a very impatient person when it comes to this types of stuff, so I really wanted to do the video and do it today, which was yesterday, and it's been raining pretty much all day, so I haven't been able to go outside that much, so this is why I've just been focusing on my table. Like for instance, I have a Keychron K2 keyboard coming in the mail in a couple of days, but other than a couple knickknack things and just things that I would want on my table, I am pretty much done with it. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a new video from me. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.